Any other thoughts before we go on into questions? Alicia, you are just so done.
All right. Well, our first question for the day is, if you were Malia, would you have told Chan about Chris? She seems to be worried that it's too early in the relationship to tell him something so deep. Why is she hesitating? Well, I think we've touched on this a few times in, previous episodes, but if I was her, I would tell. Heck yeah, I would tell. I would have already called the police. I would have already been carrying some weapons with me to protect myself. But we know that she's hesitant because it's a new relationship. She doesn't want to scare him off. She doesn't want to seem like this problematic person. And she's trying to get Chan to sign on board. But you come with all this baggage, just like maybe not. Maybe I'll pass. So she's trying to get Chan to know her first before she brings in all the other drama. Like, now that I got you hooked, sir, sit down. We need to have a talk. So, I think that's the biggest thing, that's why she's worried, that it's going to be too much drama too soon and it's going to send him running.
Yeah, I agree. She's worried about running him off. She doesn't know about his background. He got Frank in the warehouse. So I definitely, but I think she feels safe around him, obviously. Like, she feels safe with him. They established their relationship, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, if I got some crazy dude following us around and punching the air and all that, like, I'm gonna tell him. I'd be like, yo, like, not, go beat him up or whatever. I'd appreciate that, but it's be like, hey, this is what's going on. Just if we out somewhere and somebody screams my name, just ignore it. We're just gonna, go on about our day, act like we ain't here. Just don't pay him no mind. But this is what's going on. I don't know why she held back with the fight either. Well, I guess, yeah, she's worried about scaring him off. Especially, black folks know how to cut up. So she ain't going to be like, yeah, so my family, we threw down, about a week ago. And that's how I broke my wrist or sprained or whatever she did to her wrist. And, she's worried about running him off. She probably thinks I guess he is high value. She's like, okay, this is something serious. This man got money. He likes me. He's sexy. I need all this, every piece. And I'm not trying to run any of it off. His mind, thoughts, everything need to be with me and not on nothing else. So that's why she's hesitating. She's worried about how he would, look at her after that, how he would view her. So
I agree. I do believe that there's some hesitation. And I think, like you said, the hesitation comes from, like, you don't want to start off this relationship and you're already like, I got dudes, stalking me and all this kind of stuff. And let's be honest, like, when a woman says that there's a problem and somebody is stalking her, automatically, what does everybody say? What did you do to him? What did you put on him? No, because ain't nobody just becoming obsessed with you for no reason, sis. You did something to that man, You can put a whammy on him, baby. You got that voodoo doll out. So people automatically assume that you didn't either put a spell on somebody or you gave him some cat. So, and it's like, no, I didn't do either one. I don't play with voodoo. And I'm not handing out the cat card. We're just not going to do it. So, she probably just was thinking like, okay, he already saw Mike acting up in the club. And he already saw that. Now this random guy named Chris he just can't get enough of you and he's just following you around. I was like, sis, why are all these men just bothering you? Like, what part do you play? And it's like, I haven't done anything. No, you did something. Because you let him on. Because you was, and this is what people always say. you was probably bored, or you was feeling lonely in the moment, and you probably had coffee with him and sat down with him at the table, or you probably let him buy you a turkey and cheese sandwich, at the student cafe, and you gave him hope. And it's like, I didn't give nobody nothing. We didn't have a turkey sandwich. Okay, I didn't give anybody hope. And even if you sat down and had lunch with somebody, like, does that give you permission now to stalk me? No, it doesn't. So I just think that she probably feels like, how do I explain this? And like Alicia said, Chan is a high valued man. She doesn't want to lose that. Like, she doesn't want to lose his interest, because now he's thinking, since he is such a high valued man, like, why would he play with the likes of Malia? He could have way better than her. And now he's fighting commoners. Like, no. So I definitely see like why she didn't tell. But I definitely think, like, I get it for the story, but in real life, Malia has to speak up, because somebody can get hurt or killed because you didn't say this random is following me around. So I get it for like the story, but in real life, baby, don't do that. Like, in real life, you need to be like communicating fully. Hey, I got this problem. And if he wants to run, then let him go. You know what I mean? But at least you don't have to feel mad if somebody gets hurt. And we were having this conversation. I think I had it with Kyrie. I didn't talk to you yesterday, I don't think. I might have, I don't know, but I talked to Alicia. And I was saying that we all talk all day long, whether it's email, texting, or calling. I'm like, who do I talk to? And so I was saying that, like, sometimes we answer questions, and it's like, I answer questions sometimes, like, I'm in the mind of Rose City. I'm in the Rose City universe. So I'm thinking how these people think. In real life, I might be like, I probably wouldn't do that. So I say things and I come off as crazy because I really am, but baby, yeah. So anyways, I just want to let you know where it's coming from. It's coming from the mindset of what Malia should be doing, not what Karina should be doing. That's that. Because we're going to get to some questions here soon. You'd be like, well, what would you do? Not what I would do, what Malia would do. Because I wouldn't do that.
You would do the absolute most in any situation. But I love you. That's my baby girl. You mess with her, you messing with me. And I don't like to be messed with, so let's not. Okay. Question numero dos. I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like Chan was scared or maybe a bit alarmed by seeing Chris. What do you think was going through his head? I don't think he was scared. Maybe alarmed. If it was me, because, he's a boss and he told his people go find this dude, you know what I mean? I'll be like, hold on, who's slipping? How is this guy able to catch us on our date? Like, that was probably his alarm. Like, okay, what is he doing here? I thought we was on the hunt for him, well, that's just me being silly, but he may have been a bit alarmed, like, okay, why is this guy that passionate about this? I'm hugging her. It's not like I'm smashing her, even though Alicia has been waiting for that. He's just hugging her, and this Negro's fighting the air and, going nuts. And, he's probably wondering, okay, I hope I'm not no side dude, or is he the side dude, or what's going on here? Like, why, who is this? Why is he that upset? Most people will be, see somebody they like with somebody else and they're like, all right, okay, cool. I see what we're doing. And then they keep it moving. This guy is stalking them. So he's like, okay, maybe a little bit alarmed. If he is scared, I don't think like he's scared for him. He may be scared that this guy is crazy enough to do something to Malia when he's not around, or before he could get to her, before his people could get to her. So that may be a fear that he has. I don't think he's like, oh, Chris, he gonna whoop my ass. Like, I don't think he's scared for him. He's like, oh, okay, this guy is crazy and he might hurt my baby. Like, So I think that's probably what was going through his head, is what the hell, and how do I handle this?
Well, in my opinion, one thing that Chan will never be is scared, and I say that I do know him personally. So, you can take my word for it.
So then you need to introduce me to Russell since y'all know each other real good. Y'all better give me my Russell.
He's no good for you, baby. He's no good for you. But I think no matter how powerful you are, if you see somebody standing in the distance looking your direction and they just start punching the air and going crazy, and you already, like, he's aware that Chris is out there, right? So when he sees this character, he's just like, oh, so, I think it was just like, a little alarming, like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. So, but I definitely wouldn't, I don't think Chan has a scared bone in his body. So let me see, is that the rest of the question? Yeah, I just think that's what, he was just like, oh, and this is his first glimpse of Chris, so he's just processing, everything that's going on. He's having this amazing moment with Malia, making things official, jumble of emotions happening all at once. So never scared.
Like Bone Crusher, when you're never scared. I don't think that, you know what I'm saying? Alicia's like, that used to be our cut, baby. Alicia used to pick me up. She's come from Lakewood to the east side, and we would you had that Mazda, remember? That cute Mazda. It was silver with the black tinted whip. Yes, baby, that whip was everything. And she had the rims on it. We was rolling tough. We wasn't even going nowhere, but baby, we was going to head toward the mall. We going to get some food, Jack in the Box, somebody. They going to see us in this car, though. Like, that's where we was at. Yeah, really nice car. And leather seats, too. Like, she was really fancy. My girl had good taste, okay? No, I don't think Chan is scared. Carrie is like, oh my God. I don't think that Chan's scared. I think Chan was definitely alarmed, because it's one thing to know that somebody is doing something. It's a whole nother story to witness it yourself. And when people have like extreme mental problems and they're not under psychiatric watch, they don't have medication, they're not dealing with their problems, baby, sometimes they can just look like the lights are on but ain't nobody at home. Like, you've seen that with people. You like, you just know, like, baby, tiptoe around that, because that's dangerous right there. You know what I'm saying? I said something in my car to myself. This man was walking down the street, and I'm like, Jesus, he looked like one of them ones who'll get some stuff popping, and I'll get up out this car. Like, God knows me. And I wasn't being loud about it. I was just like, quietly, I'm like, Jesus, let him keep walking, because he looked like, whatever. And he turned and he looked at me and he was like, you don't have to worry. I was like, what? Like, apparently whatever. And he was having a full conversation with something. Like, he was like, yeah, yeah. And then he turns around and looks at me and says, you don't have to worry. And he went back to his conversation. I'm like, the little demon that was with him talking told him she don't want no funk. And I was just like, what is happening? So sometimes when you run across people and something's not right, it is alarming. You're like, ooh, snaps. Like, that's really, really different. So I think he was alarmed because, of course, he knows he has people watching, and saw nobody pedaling behind the car. Like, how he figure out, yeah, like the restaurant might have been 2 or 3 miles away, but still, he's on a bike. Like, the way that his mind is calculating, okay, he probably gonna take her somewhere down there, some little fancy spot where he can throw his money down and, and impress her. For us in Tacoma, it would have been like, okay, he gonna take her to the waterfront. He gonna take her to one of them waterfront restaurants because he want to show he's a baller. Yes, baby, take me to the water, okay? Anyways, waterfront, Tacoma. If you know, then baby, you know. Yeah, so I think that he was alarmed, and I think that he's in his mind now wondering, how do I keep her safe? Because if my security detail didn't notice a pedaling moron, how am I supposed to figure, like, come on, like, he's not coming through in the normal way. This fool's on a bike, and he kept a really good distance. So he wasn't super close, because when Chan, started to kind of look at him, he took off after whooping on the air and stuff like that, and stomping, but he was gone again like a ghost on a bike. So it was very alarming, because this is a different type of person. This is a different type of stalker. The first time he approached Malia, he was walking again, and so he must have waited until the garage in the condo went up and ran in. So it's a little bit harder to catch somebody when they on foot. When you're looking for a particular vehicle, you're like, there goes that red truck again, or there goes that silver whatever. You'll know. But if it's a situation where it's like, he on foot. Now we looking for somebody who looks crazy, homeless, smelly, whatever. Like so it's a little different. So I think he was definitely worried. So the next question is mine. Alicia, did you have something you want to add?
The stinking and shaking you used to say about homeless people. Stinking and shaking. I'm like, I don't get this shaking part, but that's what I was laughing to myself.
Some of them people do be you're already homeless. I know if I haven't taken a shower in a day, I'm like, ooh, Lord, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't even imagine being homeless. And then I don't know, sometimes they do shake. I don't know what that's about. So maybe it's a nervous system issue. So just go ahead and cut that part, because I don't know. I don't know.
It's the drug.